Hi, class. Well, we're coming up on Easter, which means it's time for Dr. Cho's Easter jokes. Now, a lot of you might want to learn more about Christ, and there's lots of movies. My daughter asked me if I want to see Passion of the Christ, and I told her no, because I heard the book was better. And the thing is, the Bible's incomplete. There's some things they left out. It is true at the Last Supper, Jesus said, "And tonight one of you will betray me." But what they left out was Jesus also said, "Tonight one of you will betray me, and four of you are going to get book deals." Anyway, in this class, I grade some of your homework. My grader will grade some of your homework. And so naturally, I did the short stories. Let me pose this question to you. What is the most important shot in golf? Is it the drive? Get closer? Good distance? Is it about your approach shot? Make it easy to get the putt in? Or is it about putting? Putt for dough, try for show. It's got to be everything. Everything builds off of something else. And that's the way stories work. And so for some of you, some aspects of your story were very strong. Some of them kind of tailed off. One thing I realize is I can't teach you storytelling in 1 week. Actually, I'm trying to get a course right now in it where I can spend like 7 weeks teaching you how to storytell. And then the next part of the storytelling is focus on writing. And then after writing, focus on presentation. I was going to make it a core course. Unfortunately, the School of Communication is objecting to it. So I'm currently in this fight for it. Anyway, a lot of you are victims of the concept age, and that's that you had concepts for your story instead of just developing a narrative. What I mean by that is like, I can't stand Michael Bay movies, and that's that his movies are based on a concept. Let's have a meteor hit Earth, and let's make it big. I mean, like Texas big. And let's put the biggest screw-ups on Earth to have to save us. Yeah. And so it doesn't work. Christopher Nolan, on the other hand, is a director. I tend to watch movies according to directors because directors like certain narratives. And so if I'm interested in the stories they have to tell. And I've actually been watching Christopher Nolan from the very beginning when he did Following and then he did Memento. And the thing about Christopher Nolan is the reason why he's such a good storyteller is what he does is he makes sure you understand one fact that leads you to another fact that leads you to another fact. A lot of people didn't like the movie Dunkirk. I liked it a lot. And that's it. It wasn't like the traditional war movie. It was more subdued. The story of the different factions that were involved in Dunkirk. And then there was a payoff. And that payoff is when Kenneth Branagh sees, 100 ships crossing the sea from England. And he says, "It looks like home." And that brings it all together. What tied all these different people together was that this was really one of the great moments in English history. Anyway, so be careful about that. What you're going to see when we start getting into the groove is that one of the disciplines I talk about is the writer's discipline. And that there has to be a reason for everything there. And so some of you can use help with word economy. Another of you are afflicted, and I know I was afflicted with it and probably still am at times, the affliction of creativity. And that creative people want to say everything, they want to cram everything. And the problem is it comes across as being like a shotgun blast. What you really need is a sniper's bullet. So you need to learn to start throwing things out. And especially when you write your resumes, that's the really big test. Resumes are basically a fight over line after line. Fortunately, I don't have enough time to spend on it. So in general, I went fairly easy on the grading. And we move on to the next part of the course. And for those of you who are engineers, this might be somewhat obvious to you, but you can always challenge yourself even more. And that's, how do you do conceptual thinking? And this is actually the foundation of all of MIT. And this is what separates MIT from everybody else. And I never really appreciated it when I was there. But what it comes down to is that concepts last forever. Details go away. And so if you know concepts, you don't have to memorize all this stuff too. All you have to do is remember the concepts, and then you can derive the rest yourself. For example, if you take a course at W.P. Carey and they teach about the value proposition, they show you like 100 value propositions. Who the hell is going to remember that? There's only 3 things you need to know. What do we value? Does it make me money or save me money? How does it make me feel? And does it make my life easier? Any product you build or anything like that, it has to fit into one of those 3 categories, or possibly more than one. Anyway, if you have any questions, then let me know, and happy Easter.